Hey everybody, how you doing? It's Bruce here, Stock Markets with Bruce. Welcome to my channel. Got a video tonight. I thought I would do a recap here about what the heck is going on with GameStop. It is February the 24th. It's Wednesday, 2021, and oh my, we thought we were just going to have another day on the markets, maybe a good day, maybe a bad day, maybe nothing much, but man, oh man, did we have an explosion at the end of the day on GameStop. The shares, by the way, thank you for joining me here and subscribing to this channel. Thank you for supporting me on PayPal. You guys are great. Thumbs ups and everything. All right, well, GameStop for the last week or two has been slowly coming down in price since that big run-up here in this past month or so. And everybody was wondering, how low will these shares go? Will they back off back to the $20 mark, which a lot of people thought would happen? After all, they kind of started around the $20 mark, went up to $438 or $500, depending on who you listen to. And then they came back into this 50, 60 range a few days ago. They were as low as $38.50 just on Friday, just about 3 days ago. And we then started moving up in price. On Monday, the shares kind of came back to this 45 level. And then today, it looked like the shares were going to maybe reach the $50 mark. And for a stock that was as low as $38.50 on Friday to come back to $50 a couple of trading days later, considering that the Dow and the Nasdaq had a bad start to the week on Monday, turned it around. We thought this was going to be all right. Not a bad thing to happen by Wednesday, midweek, to have the GameStop shares go up higher. Well, little did we know, and all of these traders, little did they know what was going to happen. With an hour to go in trading, the shares absolutely turned on, a switch was turned on, and something big happened, and we still can't figure it out for sure. We think there's a bunch of short covering going on. Look at this chart right here. This is a chart showing the close of GameStop at the end of the aftermarket today, $168. What a move. This part of the chart right here in this kind of highlighted white area is what the shares did today. From 10 o'clock until about 2:30, 3 o'clock range, they were going back to about the $50 mark, and we were all very happy about this nice solid move. And then all of a sudden, this upsurge at the end of the day, the shares climbed up into the $90 mark. They even had to be halted twice by the New York Stock Exchange because of a massive imbalance of buy orders. They were just coming in by the millions. There's the chart now in that darker blue shaded area. That is the aftermarket activity. They touched $200 a share and came out closing out at $168 odd dollars on the aftermarket. We'll watch, of course, tomorrow morning on the pre-market what's happening, and then we'll get ready for trading Thursday, February the 25th. Unbelievable. Aftermarket volume, 41 million. Apparently, during the day today, I was led to believe that the volume during the market today was in the 40-something million range. And it turns out that the volume today on the exchange was substantially higher than that. And why I couldn't see it, apparently the systems are so behind that it was inaccurate. I thought we were in the 40 million range for day trading. It turns out, if you see this chart right here, the shares traded 75.6 million. This is today's chart, again, just on another format here. You can see it closed at 91.71, up 46.74. All day long, the stock was meandering along, and then that spike in the last hour was substantial. When it broke 55, we thought, oh my God, that's a $10 gain. Then it broke 60. Oh my gosh, we're up 15. Then it popped 65, 70, 75, 80. It just like a knife, hot knife through butter. This is a 1 month chart now where you can see all of the red hot trading that took place at the end of January and early February, where the shares broke up over $400 a share. And then it's been a road all the way back down here into this 40, 45 range, even just below 40. And now look at that little spike at the very end there on the lower right. That is at the bell to close at 91. That chart, you can pop that thing almost up to 200 now. What a run. The word on the street, and what we're beginning to hear more and more of, is that there are there has been in the last couple of weeks massive amounts of buying of call options on the options market in Chicago. Call options, when you buy one, you have the right to buy shares from the seller of an option to you at a set price for a set amount of time. And it sounds like we've got ourselves a whole bunch of contracts that are settling this Friday. That's day after tomorrow, and next Friday, that are now well in the money. And it looks like to me what's happened is that the specialists that are offering stock on the market, on the options market, have been issuing a lot of what we call naked calls. They're writing calls, but they don't own the stock. And today at 3 o'clock, it looked like the CME basically were forcing, or at least I guess naked option writers were forced to start buying up stock on the open market to cover their written positions, and there just wasn't any stock available to be bought. Normally, you would think that there would be millions of shares for sale around 45, 50 to 55, but apparently once the price broke through 55, there was a massive gap of selling. There just wasn't anything available, and the shares just took off. And what we have here is a market that hit $91 on the marketplace on the New York Stock Exchange with a couple of trading halts with buying imbalances, and then in the aftermarket the buying continued. So we had over 115 million shares trade today on the market, and we could be in for quite a ride tomorrow, because it doesn't look to me like the buying is over. There might be even more needed to be done, and this could really add up to a massive opening. Now, these traders here, I'm showing you photos of trading floors. They're all trying to figure out what the heck is going on here. They're wondering what's going to happen tomorrow. We could be into some really crazy trading. Home traders, of course, are going to be watching their computers. I'll be on the air tomorrow morning, as I always am, live. I'll start my telecast at least an hour before the opening, perhaps even earlier, depending on how much activity we have in the pre-market. It is going to be one heck of a ride here to see just what is going on. How bad is it? How many options were picked up by call traders? Because we know that the story out of some of the publications is that there was a massive amount of buying of call options over put options for GameStop, and these were options that were exercisable at $45, $50, $55, $60 a share. And now that the stock is upwards of $160 a share on the aftermarket, on the close, we know that all call options with an exercise price upwards of this $150 mark are all in the money, and every time the stock breaks through another $5 barrier, a whole bunch of other options become exercisable. This just perpetuates the squeeze, and if these option writers have to buy up stock, millions of shares to cover their position, this could be a real epic run here. We're going to have to see what happens. We'll watch what Robinhood does. We'll watch what Fidelity does. We'll watch what Schwab does. All the brokers, will they allow traders to trade? This is not a retail trader's mutiny or anything like that. It's not the little guy that's doing this. This is being done by some serious institutional trading. We are talking hundreds of millions of dollars of stock trading. We'll stay on it. Stay with me tomorrow. We'll watch and see what happens. It should be a lot of fun. In the meantime, take care, everybody. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for subscribing, and we'll talk to you real soon. Bye for now.